Dear old friends and colleagues, it is with great pleasure that I, Andrea Valle, together with my colleagues Stefano Bassanese and Marco Masoero, the two other chairs of this conference, welcome you all to the Sound and Music Computing Conference 2020. For the occasion, I have an official t-shirt from 2010. So, welcome to Torino. Are we in Torino, as the banner up to over my head says? Well, yes and no, evidently. Of course, the COVID-19 situation has forced us to change our plans for this edition. And given that it was plainly not possible to organize a physical conference, we had two possibilities. First, simply to postpone the SMC 2020 to 2021. Second, to turn it into a virtual conference. Both solutions had their pros and cons. We really wanted to organize the SMC Summer School and the music program with live concerts. We were in the middle of discussing details of the contents of the school hosted by the Polytechnic School of Torino, chair being Marco Masoero, and we were going to set up 6 concerts organized by the School of Electronic Music of the Conservatory of Torino, chaired by Stefano Bassanese. In relation to this situation, the conference virtualization would mean a loss of opportunities for our community. Better to postpone. But on the other side, thanks to the work of the scientific chairs, Simone Spagnol and Caroline Possaitis, we had already collected and reviewed the scientific contributions for the conference. To some extent, they could have been presented to the community over the internet, while on the contrary, a delay of 1 year would have simply meant a loss of opportunities, given that SMC conference is scheduled on a 1-year basis. So what to do? Well, make it double. So in agreement with the SMC steering committee, this year we are presenting a virtualized conference hosted mostly on this YouTube channel and mostly, even if not only, devoted to scientific work. And we hope to see you all in 2021 here in Torino for the physical conference with the summer school and sure with the live concert program and a new call for papers. In this way, we, as SMC community, will not lose our conference, while we, as organizers, will not lose the opportunity to have you all here in Torino. Torino 2020 should have been a joint conference, including the CIM, which is the Colloquium of Musical Informatics, the meeting of the Italian Association AIMI. As the CIM is scheduled every 2 years, while discussing with the AIMI board, we decided to postpone it to 2021, that is, to SMC CIM 2021. Did we learn something, anything from COVID-19? Well, in terms of scientific practice, we have all been forced to embrace online work. At least we became more acquainted and competent with these kind of resources. So, while moving the SMC conference to the internet, we thought that we could try to exploit some possibilities provided by this technological shift that we have been forced to. So, why keep the conference access reserved to a closed group, the registered participants? So we thought that while this is in some sense mandatory for a physical conference, mostly because of budget issues, this might not be necessary if we were online. Thus, this 2020 edition is open to everybody with an internet connection. We tried to devise a way to ensure a certain robustness in content providing, while still providing a certain degree of interactivity. So, as you will see during the conference, we will have video presentations of the works with a final video chat session in which we will collect questions and observation coming from the audience via YouTube comments. For what concerns posters, we will have open Skype sessions so that anybody interested in discussing a poster presentation would be able to join. We will have 3 keynote speakers, thanks, that have accepted our invitation, even if in this video format, which is a bit peculiar for a keynote speech. Finally, we wanted to present a music program, so we will have 3 contributions kindly provided by musicians that we will invite again next year for live concerts. And in order to recognize the work of composers and musicians that have submitted their music for the music calls, at least we will stream in a concert-like format the electroacoustic pieces. The works for the other music calls will not be lost, as we will open the calls again for the 2021 edition. So, it is time that we start our conference. So, welcome to the Sound and Music Computing Conference 2020. And before passing the mic to Simone Spagnol for some updates on scientific works, well, let me say this line that I always wanted to say: stay tuned.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to all of you around the world. I am Simone Spagnol, and in this presentation I would like to give you some guidelines, facts, and stats about this year's conference. I have been in charge of both organizing SMC 2020, following its conversion into a virtual conference, and of chairing this year's scientific committee, together with my colleague Haris Saitis from Queen Mary University of London. While we would have really liked to take this picture in Torino during these nice summer days, unfortunately all we could do is create this bad Photoshop, but hey, we hope we'll be able to take this picture for real next year. This edition's scientific committee included 18 members whose names are in this slide, who greatly helped us throughout the whole review process by taking care of writing meta reviews, suggesting final decisions, and checking the camera-ready papers. So a big thank you goes to them. In our call for papers, we welcomed oral and poster presentations. We were also supposed to have a call for demos, but due to the pandemic and the shift to a virtual conference, we decided to postpone the call for demos to next year. While we received a total number of 110 submissions, unfortunately, not all submissions went to the peer review stage because some were incomplete and others were withdrawn at a later stage. So we were left with a final number of 97 submissions, which, funnily enough, is the same number of submissions to last year's edition in Malaga, Spain. Here you can see the distribution of submissions by country, where papers authored by researchers based in different countries contribute a proportional fraction of 1 to this total number. As we expected, the majority of submissions came from European countries, but we also had submissions from extra-European countries, most notably the US, Japan, and Brazil. In the end, 5 continents are represented in this SMC 2020 edition. Now, a few facts about the peer review process. First of all, we had the help of 110 independent reviewers who collectively submitted a total number of 296 reviews. This means that all papers had 3 reviews at least, and a few papers also had a 4th review. Afterwards, scores and reviews for each single paper have been processed by a scientific committee member who wrote a final meta-review summing up the main points of the individual reviews and gave a recommendation for either acceptance or rejection. Here are the names of our reviewers, whom I would like to heartily thank for the effort and commitment to deliver high-quality reviews, especially considering the particular situation we all found ourselves in. The results of the peer review process are the following. 52 papers were directly accepted, either as oral or poster presentation. 31 papers were directly rejected, and here is this year's novelty, we decided to conditionally accept 14 borderline papers, meaning that the paper would have been accepted only in the case where the scientific committee found that sufficient changes had been incorporated in the camera-ready version. Like in last year's edition, however, changes were actually required for all papers, and the scientific committee thoroughly verified that all authors had taken care of addressing the reviewers' recommendations. This 2-stage review process could ensure a high-quality standard for our proceedings. We had 65 finally accepted papers with an acceptance rate of 67%. Now, a few words about turning SMC 2020 into a virtual conference. As Andrea mentioned in his presentation, we tried to ensure a certain robustness in our content while providing a certain degree of interactivity. Therefore, while on one hand, all our presentations are pre-recorded, on the other hand, interactions will be live. The general public will have the possibility to interact with the presenters via YouTube comments or Skype, as I will shortly detail. We chose these 2 virtual venues, YouTube and Skype, because they are easily accessible and open to anyone, with no need for registration to our conference. We also decided to make all the pre-recorded SMC content available on demand on this channel after the conference concludes. Finally, we have opted for a format as close as possible to the physical SMC, with a distinction between oral and poster presentations that will work as follows. We will have 10 thematic sessions featuring 3 to 4 oral contributions each, divided in 2 parts. Part 1 will be a playlist of video presentations, and Part 2 will be a live Skype Q&A video chat between the session chair and all the presenters. Here's where the session chair will select a number of questions coming from the audience, so we encourage anyone who wants to ask questions to presenters to type their questions in the YouTube chat here on the right side. Please note that in order to type questions, a Google account is required. Keynotes will have a very similar format, meaning that a video presentation will be followed by a Skype video chat with the keynote and session chair. Our 3 poster sessions will have a different structure. Part 1 will be a poster craze, that is a playlist of very short video teasers, and Part 2 will be a Skype video chat where all interested participants will have the chance to directly interact with the presenter after joining one of the 10 or 11 parallel poster rooms. Direct links to these Skype chat rooms will be listed in the SMC webpage under the Virtual Venues tab, so we encourage all participants to check our webpage at the beginning of each poster session. As you might have noticed, the SMC 2020 scientific program has a variable time schedule from day to day. We decided to have this special format because we wanted to encourage participation from outside Europe as easily as possible and, of course, as much as possible. Therefore, day 1 has a schedule that we believe is friendly enough to our American followers. Day 2 has a more of an European look, while day 3 should be more accessible to our followers from the far eastern side of the world. Finally, here is a general SMC 2020 program. You can find the final detailed program on the SMC webpage, where oral sessions are in green, poster sessions are in orange, keynotes in red, and the music program, carefully crafted by our colleagues from the Conservatory of Torino, in purple. This concludes my presentation. We wish you a great SMC 2020, and we hope to see many of you online.